Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and I am in a land far from home, but I'm here for a story about going to places far from home, so it feels fitting. Welcome, welcome. It is post-Thanksgiving. I have eaten so much turkey. It was so good. I'm in an interesting place. It struck me as I was here, I'm in a farming community. It's been built up into more than that over time, but the foundations of this location are farming. There was a big harvest festival recently. There are wineries and vineyards all around. Breweries and granaries, too. And all sorts of people producing a living from living things and living here on the land. There's something beautiful and idyllic about it, but it's also harsh. And I've come to see that in the people that I see. Obviously, not even a large portion of the people out here are farmers in the way that they will be in this world that we're about to dive into. But they're hard people, hardened by circumstance and by struggle and by difficulty. And then there's well, this layered, class-based architecture on top of that, with pride and greed and all sorts of showcasings of wealth and prosperity that either come from that hard work, a lot of the pride comes from there, but also are just sort of tacked on top of it. It's interesting to see the sort of modern versions of the same sorts of human interactions and systems. I've met some really interesting people as I've been out here, as I've been traveling. I got off of the camera, stopped that recording, and got onto the train, and I ended up getting shuffled around from seat to seat a little confusedly, before getting sat next to an older woman. We struck up an interesting conversation. We ended up talking for the entire 6 hours that we were on the train. Most interesting person that I've met in years. A speaker and coach. Getting business people to think about possibility. Fascinating. Talked for hours and hours. I met an old artist who was once a scientist and researcher and gave it all up, ran away from math and micrometers and tiny, tiny, perfect engineered things, molecules and chemistry and the tiny stuff, the accurate stuff, in order to make art. And all of his art is like as far away from accurate as he can get, naturalistic and following the grain of the wood, but he can't get away from it because he's still using all those same tools and skills and those things that he wants to be smooth and soft and natural and organic are still rigidly adhering to precise everything. Fascinating to watch his mind try to accomplish something other than what it's been trained to do and succeed in a stumbling, failing way. I got to walk through his wood shop as he took it apart to sell pieces of it so that he could move. It felt like a tragedy. It's the second one of those that I've seen recently. The first was aircraft engineer and machinist. This guy was all wood, but with science behind it. Fascinating. I've met hard people, and I've met soft and interesting people, and I've met broken people. I'm not sure what to think about any of it. And maybe that's why when I woke up this morning and after I helped get Sarah ready to go and get all their stuff together to go to work, and they're off to work now, I feel like it's time to have some thoughts and to think a little bit. Because as I was sitting this morning, I was considering the future and what it might hold and what tools I want for it, and what sorts of paths I am forced into pursuing, and what sorts of paths within those I wish to pursue. Something that the woman that I spoke to, her name was Joan, and we agreed that nothing that we talked about on the train, because she had some information that maybe she shouldn't have told me. Some particular business folks that she had done consultations with and stuff, but as for general ideas, those are totally fine to share. One of the things that she spoke of was limiting ourselves over time. That as we go through our lives, we make decisions because we're forced to, and we don't realize that we're making those decisions when we're making them most of the time. But we make decisions, and those decisions become things that hold us in place. And they're usually decisions about who we are and what we identify as. Is. Decisions like uh, believing in the modern world that you will never be able to own a house because the world is oriented and set up in a way that makes that really difficult. And then once that settles into your subconscious or your conscious mind, you make all these other choices around that that prevent you from ever looking back in that direction because you've already dismissed it. I wonder at that. I feel like I'm at a point where I'm going to make a bunch of decisions and have over the last year and will over the next year that will limit me in one way or another, that will change everything. And some of those are forced onto me. Some decisions you don't have control over. Sometimes your decision is that you want to live an idyllic, comfortable life with your little cute family in a little cute farming village, and maybe one day you'll build up the strength to protect the thing, and that didn't happen, did it? So now you're limited to something else, stuck. But some decisions we can make for ourselves, and sometimes the paths that are set for us are less real than we believe. Sometimes chains and shackles aren't physical, maybe more often than not in today's day and age. In the modern world, we've made incredible strides fighting as a people against true, atrocious slavery in its most egregious and obvious forms. But shackles and chains pervade our existences. I think a common refrain in the attitudes that I have seen amongst the people that I speak to, most of whom are of the working and lower classes, because I am. I skate between that world and other ones, but I've always been a street punk in a weird way. I go lamping and I mob it down the street like an idiot. A common refrain is a sense of powerlessness, a sense of being trapped by circumstance, trapped where you are, trapped by forces bigger than you and beyond your control. And I've seen that really build to a malaise-inducing, depression-creating fever pitch. Like the opposite of, fever pitch is when shit builds up and riots happen, fucking shit goes crazy. But this is like everyone looking down and going, yeah, that's what I expected. I don't have any control over the world. Everything goes to shit no matter what I do. I can't change it. It is how it is. Fuck it. There's a guy at a grocery store. He works in the meat department. Young guy. Friendly. smiles. But he fucking hates his job. And it takes about 10 seconds of actually engaging him in conversation before he starts to talk about how shit his job and how much he hates his company. I've talked to him about it a couple times. I'm like, there are other grocery stores in town. Like, you could move. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just, I'm stuck here, man. It's like, you're not stuck. But you do have chains on. You are wearing some heavy iron shackles. Maybe you can't see them, but I can. But then it's like the world just moves and we're just little ants get squished by the giants, right? That's how it goes. What control do we have? I mean, if Ashalad, who gained physical power, right, power over a group of people, strength, could destroy stuff, also came from the place of some degree of privilege, right? Like, was destined, maybe, right? Was the son of a thing and all, the heir to the thing, and okay, had all the chips, all the cards in his pocket, had everything going for him. But doesn't change anything, does it? He's still just a dude. He still just dies. So where is power? Where is the capacity to create change in this world? Where is meaning? If it seems like whatever you do will be small potatoes. There are answers to those questions. They're hard to be convinced of, I think. I'm not always convinced of them, I don't think. And it's something that I think is really important to express. I'm not a preacher. I'm hardly a teacher. I'm a learner. I'm here to learn. I don't know that the answers that this story presents will be the right answers. I don't know that I have the right answers. I'll settle on something and try it for a while and truly try it, and I mean live it in my lived experience in reality as best as I can, and I'll report back as to how it goes. But someone wrote something about this story the other night. Wrote that it was a story written by a father to be useful for his children. And that made me sort of blink and step back a little bit. Writing a useful story for the future. That's not small potatoes. Or maybe it's the kind of small potatoes that feed you when you're starving, and it doesn't matter that they're small. They're still nutritious. They still feed you. I get that feeling from this story. Because we're moving to a place where our characters, in a farm surrounded by food, are starving. Einar is starving. I wonder how Thorfinn's doing. Because he's always been hungry. And he just had the prize he was chasing this whole time ripped away from him. Kid's been a greyhound in a race, and he just found out that the rabbit is fake. It's like blowing his mind. He's had a little while to figure it out. I know I've been rambly and bambly. It's like 7 a.m. I think this sense that so many of us have that there's nothing we can do, shikata ga nai, in a negative sense. One of my favorite phrases, right? Because, like, accepting reality as it is, accepting the things that you cannot change that's right. That's important. It's, like, the only way to gain any sort of internal peace in a world that truly doesn't care that much about you. Sorry. You are dust and flesh and bone, and you can be, I mean, you can be absolutely destroyed by something a tenth the size of this, and it doesn't take much, right? Like, it doesn't take much at all. We're fragile, and yet we are the deciders. Especially those of us who are still young and still have the capacity to decide for ourselves what direction we're going to move in. we're not all chained down yet, you know? Maybe I meet some old people who are different. This woman who I was talking to was a little bit different. She didn't have a lot of chains, but a lot of the older folks that I meet seem like they're weighed down. Not just by gravity or reality, but by choices, by being stuck in a way. We're not stuck yet. So if you're not stuck yet, and you can figure out all the ways in which you are not stuck, and use them like your life depends on it, like your heart and spirit depends on it, like find your capacities and move through them and experience as much as you can and explore and grow. Maybe those will be the right small potatoes, I guess. I don't know. We're gonna have a meeting of characters now. I kind of expect it to be anticlimactic at first, you know? Because we've built up to the climactic face-to-face moment, and we know all this shit about Thorfinn, but Einar doesn't, right? He's just a guy. He may or may not even realize that he's the person that Leif is looking for. By the way, I did go back and, like, made sure of some characters and stuff. Cute old man guy looking for a blonde kid, Leif Erikson. Got some understanding of some things. I think these two will meet and it won't mean much until it begins to mean something. It'll take some time. But they're such different people. Einar is big and strong and simple and comes from peace and wants to be able to have the strength to defend. And Thorfinn is small and, like, fast and terrifying and angry. uh, and is, man, he is soaked in blood. Now he's going to get caked in dirt, and we're going to come along for the ride. I'm excited. I have a question. This is the drawing for the day, as shite as it is. Just a little landscape. Glowing fields. Simple as can be. I have a question. It's maybe it's the right question. Maybe it's not. But I kind of said it in the last episode, and now I want to reformulate it. The question is, what does winning look like? Because when we were talking with Einar's mother, she pointed at their rebuilding village. And I said, that's what winning looks like. And I think that's right. But it's not quite right because it can be taken away, right? There's no wall. But I don't know if a wall feels like winning. What does winning look like? Because it needs to be at every level. And it needs to be now and into the future. It needs to work on a personal level inside the character. It needs to work on an interpersonal level between the character and close compatriots. And it needs to work on a broader social level between the character and whatever society they're plugged into. And then it needs to work in a consistency and stability way where they know that there isn't a fleet of Vikings who's going to come over and destroy all the shit that they've built. What prevents that from happening can be military might or fighting back. Probably has to be. What if it could be a different way? What if there could be no Vikings? I don't know if you can count on that. So what does winning look like? And how does it cascade into that micro scale? How does it cascade into the direct, individual, small-scale actions of our characters? Because that's where it starts. Like the tendrilled roots of a great tree, the finest, fuzziest little roots. It's the tiny, tiny actions, the day-to-day interactions, the day-to-day choices. and limits that determine who a person is and what effect they have on the people around them and what effect that has on the world around that. And it's a question for me too, because I feel a need as a young man in a world that feels like it might be crumbling. It's a feeling, maybe it's not, but the feeling is there. I feel like I must step up to a plate. Which one? In what way? With what tools? In what direction? I'm not sure. But I have a need to do something. And that need it pervades my channel and has from the outset, but I want to make sure that I do it right. I want to make sure that I do it as well as I can, because whatever choices I make, they're going to limit me in the future, and so I want to make as good a fucking informed choice as I can, and a part of that is experiencing alongside characters who were written for the express purpose of giving a toolkit, a useful story, a useful journey for people like me. So I say with gratitude, thank you for writing this thing. I say with gratitude, thank you for adapting this thing. And I say with gratitude, thank you for coming along with me as we endeavor further into this thing. Let's go for it. And let's go ahead and watch episode 2 of season 2 of Vinland Saga. I've got it up and ready to go. There'll be 2 versions, picture-in-picture, in the description, assuming that everything goes well with my recording, which I hope that it will. Timer-based version is up on YouTube as usual. Beep beep timer to count you down. Early access on the Patreon. If it comes out here on YouTube, there's more of it on the Patreon, and that's how it fucking works. There's no schedule. It will be inconsistent as fuck. I'm going to watch episodes when I decide that I want to watch them, and the next one will be on Patreon when the one on YouTube drops. Good, good. Much love. Let's watch this fucking thing. Beep beep timer. We switched to Foxtrot's version. God damn, the burning away into new clothing is amazing. And the faces. Damn, that's pretty. That's really good looking CG grain. Oh! Now, Kith. He's so short. Tomo. Cut the trees. A forest? Possibility. Ah! He sees. Oh! Yeah, you might want to read that fucking contract, kiddo. Oh yeah, it's a great deal. As long as we keep the quota the same. This is better than he expected. Father. I'm the success story. I believe it. I believe it. It's quite possible. Just Thorfinn hasn't said anything. He's really... He didn't say hi, Shisho. He just said hi. Oh. Hey, I got wood to cut, bro. Hey, Thorfinn, man. Like, trying to make a... I'm trying to make an inroad here. Trying to do a thing. I guess you don't care? Okay. Like, we know, but Einar doesn't know. Dude, you should not try to make small talk. Toko. All of it. Of the river. Oh. 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 My boy, you gonna be working. Destroying habitats, too. Fuck. I mean, it just is what it is. I get it. He's grown. He doesn't know. He doesn't know! Also, you can kick it. Oh, yeah. You should watch first. Aww! I do that. You can drag him to it. That's smart as fuck. He's still working so close. It exists. That's great. Yeah, this is great. What the fuck? What's gonna go horribly wrong? Oh, them. Because the master's alright. Oh, shit. We're talking about prostitutes, whores, or slaves. Probably slaves. Oh, he's eating his lunch. Yeah, he's all happy. Fuck, yeah. Yeah, the true face of a slave. He believes it all, right? Yeah, he already ate it. Son of a bitch. Bento, bitch. Thorfinn knows how this goes. Beating. Oh. Uh, we're zoomed way in. Yeah. Yeah, swallow your pride, bro. Thorfinn's gonna interrupt. Don't fight them. Do not fight them. Do not fight them. Thank you. Okay. Smart. He knows. But also there's a brokenness there, you know? I wonder if he's fought them before. Yeah, but there are things that you stomach because they're irrelevant to your circumstance. You can't be thinking about that. You've got work to do, man. Dude, he could. That's the thing. He knows he could kill them. He's choosing not to. He's deciding. He's making informed fucking decisions. Thorfinn's gonna fucking pull it. Uh, hey, good baby. Let's go, honey. It's Thorfinn pulling it, though. Yeah. Yeah. You better push, Einar. Get your ass in gear. Oh, that root sucks. Ugh. Oh, deadlift that shit, bro. Yeah. Urgh. Pull. Pull, Thorfinn. If you've never physically worked with somebody, you don't know this feeling. Like, you don't know the bond that's being forged here. It's unlike anything else in the entire goddamn world. Men working together. Like, we talk about women and oxytocin with babies. It's like level. Yeah, they're friends forever now. Miserable and friends forever. Dude, no. That's not the path. Where? The Carls. We're on a path. That's correct. This is beautiful. Oh, he's truly given up. Yeah, yeah, you tattling on bullies. Wow, I didn't expect Einar to be the one to try to put the fire back into Thorfinn. Oh, hey, the opportunity, it arrives. It's fucking good. Wait. Ah. Praise be unto this beautiful world. Shit's good, man. Man does not live by bread and cheese alone. You know what? I think I'll be eating good. I'm good, honestly. I'm all set. You have a nice day. Fuck. Riding up above, too. She's really pretty, though. I don't want to look, like, mean and stupid in front of the pretty person. Okay. Awesome. Where do we go from here? Day to day? Yeah, beautiful. The little details. He's out there working. Oh my god, the water crew. Hup, 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 hup. High speed. We're going drifting in the cart, baby. Heck yeah. I wonder where his fortune comes from. Because he sure is spreading it well. He probably likes it, but he also probably knows, like, how much it does. Ah. Indeed. And soon there will be no difference. Oh, here he is. He's got a sword. He knows the right way. Yeah. It's a process, man. You gotta do it all right. Is it his son? He's looking out into the distance, man. He's got big dreams. He doesn't care. Leading other men. That's his son. Yeah, you know the look of that. Ugh. We got our layers of entitlement built in. Oh man. Just like I shit. It's not like I want your inheritance, Dad. He doesn't get it at all. He's stupid as fuck. He wants to go to war. Ah. And everyone. You can't backmount a sword, bro! Oh my god! Oh my god, all the hours I spent stupidly watching Sword Boy videos on YouTube have paid off! You truly can't backmount a sword like that, my guy! It's not like we don't do that. You can try, motherfucker! You can try, but you're never getting it off your back. Oh, thank you, Scholagrim. Ugh. He's Mulaning. He's Mulan. He's gonna find out he's trans soon. Ah. Uh, don't. Yeah! That's what I meant to do. Got it! I got it! I got him! He slowly sheathes it. You know, whenever I can. Whenever the world conspires to let me do the things that I've dreamed of. Farms are nice. It's like a big place. Oh, shit. Oh, she actually cares. You poor little fool. This is cute. Oh, jeez. What? Oh, fucking hell. Trying to get the farm. It's a conspiracy. Shh. It's real love. No, they want a kid. They want a baby. They don't get it at all. Yeah. Ugh. God, he sucks so much. Oh, the poor thing. Yeah, he's getting real built up. I think he's hilarious. He's an absolutely hilarious caricature of entitlement. Just spectacular. Gonna go get drunk with the boys? Was he gonna do something crazy? Yeah, they're stepping on the wheat fields. I feel like he's something crazy is gonna happen. God, he sucks so much. Oh. Okay, this works. Mm-hmm. Still going, bro. That's cute. The same road. It's the same road. I don't understand the symbols yet. You don't either, my guy. Oh. Oh. Foundational event. Forever. Forever he's stuck there. And it doesn't matter which side it is, they both burn and pillage. It's men who wage war. The Danes. He knows. Of course he knows. He knows so well. He's been on both sides. And now you can't reveal it, can you? Are you gonna tell him? Or just remember? Remember. I've got full body chills. Fuck. Eyes closed to the world. If he can't see it, if he chooses not to see it, then it's not there, you know? He doesn't care. It's not about him. Fly under the radar. Stay out of the way. Don't choose. Whatever you do, don't choose, because choosing always makes things worse, right? Doing things, acting, it just makes things happen. And things happening is always pain. So why do things? It hurts. You're trapped. The pit in the pit in the pit in the pit. No freedom without love. Without love. Without love. That's it, exactly. Power over love over freedom, and you lose them. The cleared space. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, we're going places. Wow. The pit in the pit in the pit. Thorfinn chooses not to choose, chooses not to act. Just walks on the road. I wonder what's going to go down now. What complications, what interesting people that we've met here. The indentured servitude serfs. Serfdom. It's fascinating. It's so interesting because it's such a raw deal, right? And depending on the particulars of it, it's very often used as never a deal. Like there is no freedom at the end of that spiraling path. But everything else seems right. It seems like he's legitimate and genuine in his methodology and desires, which is kind of about the best that you can ask for from a business owner or employer. Our modern world operates on a form of serfdom. We pay for labor, but to a true slave who only sees true slavery as their future, it's amazing. And so much is better than it could be, and yet not without its complications. Thorfinn's empty expression is fascinating. Einar's foolishness is amazing, and he's simple and good-natured, but strong and capable. We see it in that, what a fool, the face of a slave indeed. But we see later his rage. Thorfinn stays under that radar. I doubt anyone here has anything of an inkling. He's just a small guy who likes to work alone and gets a lot done, surprisingly. So like a surprising amount done for his size. But definitely he would do better with somebody big and strong with him too. Otherwise he'd be stuck on that route for fucking forever. There's this sequence where Einar is coming up with all these ways to make things better and complaints about the way that things are. It's like, man, our lunch wasn't delivered. The horse that we've been given is like shitty. The the trees should be shorter, that we should do it differently. Everything should be a little bit different to make this work right. I know how this should be. And it's like, my guy, you don't get it. This is the circumstance. This is the best that we've got. Stop complaining about it and put your back into it. We're the grease. Like, there's no grease that's going to be put into making the situation work better except us. It's our labor that makes it work. Nobody cares about us. We're on our own. And that's wrong, right? It's wrong to be quite that complacent. It's wrong to take all of that burden onto yourself completely. It reminds me of Subaru in ReZero. It's like, it's all mine to bear. I bear the whole weight of the whole world, and I don't complain to anybody. And if I'm given a task, I get it done, and nobody gets asked about it until it's done. I'm like that in a lot of ways. It comes from having a hyper-capable father and always looking up to him at his ability to, like, do anything, and the expectations placed on me to do the same. And I said when he started doing it, like, I'm like that. When he started jumping into doing the work before figuring out all the pieces of it, I'm like that. And as he complains or tries to optimize the process instead of just working at it, I'm like that too. But I think there's something really important and powerful to Einar doing that. He's a set of eyes that are outside this. It's like, for Thorfinn, this is just a pattern that he's been in. For Einar, it's a new situation. He's like, there are things wrong here. There are things that shouldn't be this way. But at the same time, when there are things that are truly outside of your control, that calculus is wrong in Thorfinn's mind of like, it's not worth it. It is worth it on some of those things. But when there are things that are truly out of your control, Einar's wrong about that because you should dismiss them, like take them, comprehend them, accept them as being outside of your control and work around them in the way that you need to, right? And that is what they do. You can't make those shorter. We have the horse that we have, we push as hard as we can, we get the logs up when we can get them up, and we do it the way that we gotta do it. We have to. It's the only way to make progress, and complaining about it won't do anything, but there isn't an end game. It's not what winning looks like. It's not what having your food stolen by the guys is not what winning looks like, right? Like, being a slave for a period of time until you can pay it off and earn your freedom, that doesn't look like winning either. It's good compared to what you expected, but it's not winning. It's a subconscious limitation. There it is. It's a subconscious limitation that Einar has placed upon himself. He's like, my realm of possibilities is slave box. And when he finds out that the slave box is like slightly bigger and there's a chance for your freedom a little bit later, he's like, oh my god, wonderful. I get a bigger box. My guy, you're in a box. You're okay with being in a box? It's a big box! Look how nice it is in here! I get to earn my freedom and not be a slave forever! I was just taken from my homeland and everybody was murdered and this very nice guy paid a price for me, and I should be really grateful for him for buying me so that I could do a bunch of work for him and he can profit off of it. Wait a second, hold on, wait, you should be free though. Limitations. So he's pleased with his expanded limitations, but it is not what winning looks like. And a part of that is because Einar doesn't actually have power. He has all the righteousness and the fire to him, too. He's indignant toward the burning, toward the death, the destruction. He's indignant toward the hands, the Carls. But, like, what a distraction. What a distraction. On a socio-political level, man, that's exactly right, isn't it? Watch let the full slave and the slightly less slave, the person who's one step away from being a slave themselves, as he says, let them fight it out and bicker and hate each other. Let it go. Let them all love the master. Let them all love the master. The master isn't part of this. He's removed from all of this. But why is there this power differential between those people? Who owns the one who's a slave? Who lets this be? Who creates it? Who profits off of it? The man behind the man behind the man behind the throne. Like, and in a similar way, even if he didn't like working in the fields, and he seems to, that's the interesting part. He seems to be a great guy, but man, you can't be, yeah, you can be a great guy and a land baron, and they cancel each other the fuck out. Like, you're not a great guy if you're a land baron. Sorry. Not if you're a slave-owning land baron. It's not good. You're much better than a lot of those other slave-owning land barons who are transforming this idyllic countryside into a an army feeder, right? Like, these are going to be crops that can feed armies. Yeah, he's a good guy, real nice to his people. Fuck, man, you're slaves. He's a slaveholder. He's the good master. Good master, yeah. I really don't fucking think so. The face of a slave, and the Carls look at him with disdain, because he is just one step below them, and that makes them feel like they're something to have somebody to look down on, but man, they're not nothing. And he can seethe and hate at them, and they can be the hate sink for his hatred, just like overseers have been for forever. The good master, the bad overseer, the one with the whip. But there's more to it. There's something good here too. It's hard to parse that out when I fundamentally disagree with the system of slavery that keeps them here, obviously. There's something awesome about work, about having something to do, and having it be like a physical thing that changes stuff. They're out here planting small potatoes, but man, that sustains you. And there's more here. In this world, broken though it is, there's beauty. He sees it. He sees it in the form of a woman. And she is beautiful. Clear, she must be his daughter, right? She's beautiful. Stunning, to the point that she stuns him out of his mind, right? He's in his head about to complain about this thing, and suddenly it doesn't matter so much. Is that right? Is that what winning looks like? Is that the good vibe? I don't think that's the good vibe, but it does a great job of showing her to us. A reason to be here. But also something so far outside of possibility that one could not even dream. And yet, perhaps one can dream. Wonder how Thorfinn feels about the pretty lady, too. I love this scene. I said it while it was happening, but if you've never physically worked with men, I'm I'm not a woman, so I don't know how it works for other people. I just know men working together. It's like it's one of the deepest bonds that you can experience. If you ever want to enforce or like forge or reinforce a relationship, physical labor, accomplish a task together, fidget on a car, like something together changes everything. Build a table, fix a chair, like whatever it is, dig a ditch. Physical labor, a little bit of sweat with other men, bond creates deep, lasting bonds. For obvious evolutionary reasons, right? Like, duh. Um, Men are often button heads, right? But got to be able to work together, and so we are built so that once we start working together, we want to keep doing that. And it's like, wow, we work together and we accomplish stuff. Let's do more. Let's do more stuff. Let's take over the fucking world. And that's really what it is, right? We're here pushing trees, getting stuck on roots, building the foundations of a friendship that's gonna change the fucking world. That's cool. It's cool. And we have it here at the end. They finally can talk a little bit. Here we are on this track, and he stops, stopping himself. And he's so enraged in this beautiful scene. There's something about that. There's something about that that's just odd. He's like furious in this glorious, gorgeous land. With this beautiful sunset, and he can't even see it or feel it. It's not worth it, man. But also, it's worse than that. It's not even that it's not worth it. You okay with this? He's enraged. He's got that fire for real. But Thorfinn doesn't. He goes to report it. But then he sees her. And everything changes. And we do that same thing where it's like... Oh. Time and space just stopped. Pivotal moments of experience. Nothing like this ever before. Awesome. What a show to watch. What a thing to experience. So he works with the people. I love the little water cart and the drifting. It's fucking awesome. The son fascinates me. What shit he's gonna get up to. Like, he's gonna fuck some things up. Because he thinks he knows everything. And he doesn't actually know anything. He assumes, in the same way that everyone assumes that because of his position he has power, he assumes that because of his position he's worthy of that power. Like, he has all the pieces in place. He knows how to do all the things already. Don't tell me what to do. I know how to do the things. I'm the son of the master. That doesn't mean anything, man. You're just a person. You haven't actually worked toward anything. You've got the shiniest sword, and you can't even get it off your back because you don't know that that was a bad move. He switches to wearing it on his side later, because at least he figured that part out. But he's an idiot. And there are like a bunch of things one after another that demonstrate that he's a perfect archetypal child, like son idiot. Like, he takes the thing out and he cleans his ear and then blows on his ear to blow the stuff off of his ear, and he blows the grass that he was chewing on out of his mouth, and is just like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. But he's an idiot. He failed. He makes mistakes in everything. And then he's indignant about it. He's like, well, here I am trying to be nice and help you for once, and you just yell at me for doing it wrong. It's like, dude, you're ruining stuff. You're actually costing your dad money. Like, and then spits on the inheritance and spits on the... See, I identify with that a little bit. I was like, man, I'm out here in the world, and I gotta make things on my own. Like, I don't get anything from you. And I don't, like... Ah. A real grown man doesn't waste his time mucking around in the fields. Clueless. I'll go out to war, and all the people gasp in fear. He doesn't notice it. And then it gets stuck, and it's absolutely hilarious. And then he's telling the girl, telling her all this stuff. But of course, he can't hit the moth or the flame. And she, poor fucking thing, is being used by her parents in order to try to entrap him. And he knows it. He's leveraging his position in order to fuck cuties without repercussions. Scheming. And he feels it all around him. Everyone is scheming around him. Everyone is trying to get something from him. Everyone sees him as valuable. And the truth is, behind all of his bravado and his facades, he knows he's shit. That's why he came out there to the fields. He wanted to show off. He wanted people to, like, praise him and enforce him and, like, get some respect from his father and have his dad be like, oh, kiddo, you're so cool and good with your big scythe. Never thought of using one of those before. What a smart boy you are. Oh, yes, you've revolutionized the farm. Good job. But he knows he ain't shit. He's trying so hard to prove it because he knows deep down that he ain't shit. And none of this, he's not worthy of any of it. So, people who are built like that, where it's like layers of internally believed and incorporated falsehoods about self. I am great. I really am awesome. I am all these things. There's another way to do it where you're like, I am these things. And you're like, the world may be what it is, but I am the decider, right? I choose what I am and I say that I am capable, and so I'm gonna be fucking capable. And that's very different from being like, I'm so capable. What are you talking about? All my shit's destroyed and failing. I'm so capable. Self-awareness, leveraged properly, can let that grandiosity be a tool where you can step into it and be like, I'm going to dream like a billionaire. Like, what if the world is my oyster and there are all these possibilities? But if he was in that kind of mindset, he'd be like figuring out the farm because he'd recognize it as the pathway to whatever he wants in life. But instead, he's a fool. And so he goes and he cavorts with the drunks and the fools. And we'll see how that turns out as we go along. Not so prickly now. And there are all these little moments in it that are a little spooky to me. I I will tell you, because I made some like odd faces and some expressions about this. The sort of impotent, flippant rage that is in this boy is the kind where he would like, you're just a slave, shink, how dare you touch the bridle on my horse, and he cuts his hand off, and then he's like, oh fuck, I just could do that. Because he doesn't know anything, he's a fool. But he doesn't. No such actions occur. But it looks like they might really soon. Some things might cascade and spiral way out of control way too fast. And all these pieces are going to be a part of it. So that night, after sharing a night of work, Einar shares his trauma and pain. The things he experienced when he was young and what they've made him believe. Beasts wearing human skin, that's what those who make war are. And there's a beast with a very thin veneer of humanity laying in the straw just a little bit away from him. A beast that has chosen to be a sleeping dog for a while. He was a kicked dog, he was a loyal dog, and now he's a sleeping dog. And motherfucker, if you know what's good for you, you're gonna want to let him lie. But the world might need him to get up and bark. Or bite. I don't fucking know. Thorfinn knows that pain. He's been on both sides of it. And he knows what it means to be a beast wearing human skin. He knows what it means to be among them. Shock and trauma is where he is, and it will take something incredible to shake him out. It begins here, working together on a farm, planting small potatoes, and seeing what the earth gives us. Thanks for coming along with me on my little journey through episode 2 of season 2 of Vinland Saga. I'm really excited by this. It's so intriguing to me. I really enjoy the format and the way that things are going so far. I think it sucks me in. It just sucks me into the flow of the episode each time. And part of it is those experiential shots that move me through character impressions and experiences. I love it. I love it. I think it's really cool. I'm really enjoying the show so far. Thank you so much for having me watch it, and thanks so much for coming along with me. Catch early access on the Patreon, and I'll see you next time for more. Much love. Peace.